Hey there, so this is our morning routine, which is simply a sequence of exercises to get you moving, get you in a good position, get you mobile and supple as we can be. Like, I'm no yoga expert, but this is a good little routine to get you started every day when you're on holiday. You can go through this once, you can go through it twice, doesn't really matter, but just follow along with me in this first round, and then if you want to add another round in, by all means go for it, okay? The way we're going to run with this sequence, we're going to start with some breathing drills, then some simple joint mobility and some activation exercises. You don't need to worry about the terminology, just follow along with me, okay? So first of all, let's get into some breathing. Breathing is really important because it restores position to your rib cage and pelvis and kind of sets you up to actually mobilize the joints and tissues and everything a lot more effectively. We're going to start with 2 breathing exercises. First one, we call the lazy bear, okay? So you're going to come down to all fours. Okay, and this is the position you're going to be in. Okay, now what I want you to do is take 5 deep breaths. Each breath you're going to breathe in through your nose, hold, and out through the mouth. And as you breathe in, I want you to focus on pushing air into the top of your back. Sounds really weird. This is going to really restore position to the top of your back. So let's hit it 5 breaths. Hold. Out. Hold. In. Hold. Out. Hold. In. Hold. Out. 2 more. In. Out. Last one. In. Out. Good. The next one, you're going to need to grab a bench, chair, or you can do this with your feet against the wall. This is our 90-90 hip lift, okay? So what we're going to do here, you're going to pull your feet down into the bench or chair, and you're going to basically bring your butt just off the ground, but your lower back stays in the ground. That's really important. So you should feel the hamstrings, these muscles in the back of your legs activating. You're going to reach up to the sky. Again, your lower back should be in the ground, slight tension in the hamstrings, and then you're going to breathe in to your belly. And then out. That's 1. Breathe into your belly. Out. That's 2. In. Out. In. Last 1. Good. So come up to standing now. All that last one does, kind of put your pelvis, kind of this here, into a good position. So now we're going to do some basic joint mobilization, and we'll start with the neck, okay? We're going to do big circles of the neck as far as we can one way, and then as far as we can the other way. So just follow along. That's 1. That's 2. 3. 4. 5. Okay, now shoulder circles. We'll do each arm in turn. Right arm first. You're going to bring the arm up overhead. Try and keep your core engaged. No movement through the core. As you get to the top, turn your thumb out, down, back around. You get to here, we're going to go back. Okay? Nice and slow, nice and slow. That's it, that's 1. So up, down, back round. That's 2. You will get some movement in the trunk, it's fine, but just consciously try and think, this is about my shoulder, moving as much as it can in the socket. Okay, that's 3. 4. That's 5. Next side. Turn out, back round. Oof, spicy. Tighten my left. That's 1. Turn out, round. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. Last one now. That's 5. Okay, so that's our shoulders done. Come back to the ground, hands and knees, similar to the first thing we did there, breathing. But now we're going to do what we call a cat-cow, okay? So we're going to start in this kind of flexed position, okay? Now what you're going to do, working from your tailbone up, is try and move your spine in sequence, going from a flexed to an extended position. Up and down, nice and slow. Okay, that's 1 rep. So just try and think of moving each segment of your spine in turn. Nice and slow and control. 2. Don't rush this. Don't do a hump and dump. Alright? You want to actually think about connecting each piece, the spine, getting it to move in sequence. Okay? 4, I think. Maybe do 1 more extra here. Lost count. That's all good. 5. Okay, now 2-tag bird dog. So with this, you're going to reach one leg and opposite arm, and you're going to try and maintain the core and make sure the lower back doesn't flex or extend. So engage the core and then reach long, hold, and then back. Okay? Reach long, hold, and back. We're going to do 10 of these. Try and maintain tension in the core the whole time. Hard exercise to do properly. Eight, 9, 10. Good. So that's done the back, and that's getting your core in a good place. Now we're going to work on hips, hamstrings, ankles, all the good stuff down here. So you're going to come to this split position first of all. Probably easier to show you this from the side. So a split position like this, okay? Knee there, other foot forward, okay? So what we're going to work on the front of our hips, really important, you squeeze your butt as hard as you can, squeeze your core as tight as you can. And what you're going to do, you're going to push into it and pull back till you feel a stretch through the front of your hips. You're going to hold this 20 to 30 seconds. As you do it, just try and actively push in, really squeeze everything, stretch out the front of your hips. Nice deep breathing while you do this. Be conscious of pushing air into your belly, not into the top of your chest, okay? The more you can breathe into your belly, the more you're going to get out of these exercises. Okay, so that's the front of our hips. Now, what you're going to do, bring this front leg forward just a bit. You're going to grab that front foot, come down, stretch out through the back leg here, and with this front leg, hard to see that angle, with that front leg, what you're going to try and do is push in to the calf with your elbow, stretch. Should feel a nice stretch on the inside here, but everyone's different. You might feel it somewhere else, and that's okay. As long as you're feeling something down here and not in your ears, you're probably doing it right. Okay, again, we're going to hang out here 20 to 30 seconds. In these stretches, these kind of what we call static stretches, try not to be static. Try and move around and find where it's tight. So for me, if I slightly turn in, I feel it. So that's where I want to hang out. If I'm here, oh, what am I going to have? A buffet this morning? Like, that's not what we want to be. You want to be active in these positions. So passive stretching is not really what we're looking at. We're being active, but we're remaining in the same kind of fixed position. All right? Cool. So 20 to 30 seconds, we've definitely done that. I'll show you from the side. So, bringing that foot back in, You're then going to drive your knee forward over your toes, keeping the heel down, 20 to 30 seconds here. We're going to stretch out that ankle, okay? Trying to push the knee forward as much as you can. Surrender to it, keep the heel on the ground, that's really important with this. Stretch the ankle, you can see I'm tight through the ankles. It's okay, alright? Just work at it. Deep breaths. Good. Now lastly, we're going to work on the hamstrings, and you're going to laugh at these with me because these are pretty damn tight. So you're going to extend this front leg out, okay? Knee's going to stay straight. Then all you want to do is try and bring your torso down over that leg until you feel a stretch in the back of your leg here. These are your hamstrings here, okay? So for me, I get to about here and that's pretty spicy, okay? So that's what it should be, okay? Should be 5 or 6 out of 10. We're not trying to, rip your hamstring off. It's just about stretching those muscles out. Breathing into it. Deep breaths. And on the exhale of each rep, you can probably try and get into the stretch a little bit more. What you'll find is you actually get lower and lower in the 20 to 30 seconds. Okay. So, that's that sequence. We'll do it again on the other side. So half kneeling position again. So we're going to try and really drive forward with this hip. Squeeze your belly, squeeze your butt. Hold that 20 to 30 seconds. This is your hip flexor. If you sit down a lot, this is what's going to get tight. If you sit down a lot at home at work, this is what's going to get tight. If you're sitting down on holiday, this is going to get tight. So really great stretch for you guys to do. Cool. 20 to 30 seconds here. Then extend that front leg, put that front leg forward a little bit. Grab the foot. Extend the back leg out, feel a nice stretch, drive the elbow into the calf. Ooh, tight. Bring yourself there. If you're super flexible, you might be able to bring this outside all the way down to the ground, but don't push that, okay? Unless you are really flexible, don't push that. Cool. So deep breaths, actively trying to push the knee out. Good. Okay, that should do that. Now, please front leg back in, driving the knee forward over the toes, keeping the heel down, working on the ankles. Try and spread your toes into the floor with your feet. Ideally do this with no shoes on. I don't know why I'm wearing shoes, I should have taken them off. It's not a good example to set, but ideally do these with shoes on. Off. Cool. Keep pushing into it. If you need to, you feel like it's too much, you can come off and then push back into it. You might find you get a bit more out of the stretch. Okay? Lastly, extend that front leg out. Bring yourself forward, over it. Oh, stretch out that hamstring. Okay, so this is the last exercise we're going to do. So we've done some breathing work. We've done some work on the shoulders, the neck. We've done some work on the back, we've done some work on the hips, the hamstrings, ankles. Okay, that should set you up. Give this sequence a go, and if you want to run through it again, you can do, but equally from this, you're probably going to feel a bit better and ready to go for the day, or if you're going to start your workout, you can start with some aerobic work after this. So that's it. Need any help with this? You know how to get hold of me. I can tailor it for you if there's specific things you want to work on, but this is a good general place to start. Enjoy.